What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, going to be bringing you the next set of games from Week 3 of the Nexon Invitational Super Match. This time it's going to be between DK, who we have not seen yet, who I actually haven't casted yet, I believe, at all. They've been doing their own thing in China, and I've kind of been in the more Western scene, so I've never casted DK, so that should be fun. They're going to be going up against fOu, who kind of just got finished getting their asses kicked by Alliance, to put it... Oh, spoilers. There's always going to be spoilers, guys, so... There's spoilers. fOu got absolutely demolished by Alliance, and I know that we're all waiting for the DK versus Alliance matchup. I know I am. Hopefully, fOu will be able to put up more of a fight against DK, although if they got crushed that badly by Alliance, I don't really think they're going to... They have to pull out something magical if they want to beat out DK, because DK, they're... I would say, it's debatably if they're just as good as Alliance. DK are definitely up there. They were rocking the whatever Premier Chinese League is going on right now. It's like the G1 League or something like that. They were doing pretty well there. The patch hit them a little bit hard, but I think they've recovered a little bit since then, especially up till now, where the patch has been very, very old, or semi-old at this point. They definitely know what they're doing. They're definitely an incredibly strong team. They have a lot of star power, like Mushi, Ice Ice Ice, Burning, MMY, and Lamb. Those are all names. Those are all like household names. Even for me, who I'm not really big on the China scene. I don't really watch a lot of games. I know who these people are. These are notable names from that you heard a lot from TI3 and hell, even TI2 a little bit as well. So yeah, DK are definitely some fearsome opponents, and well, it's gonna be a long shot for fOu to put up a good fight. And well, we'll see if they could craft a lineup that'll really help them to really do that. If they go for something really gimmicky, then I think that might work. If you catch DK off guard, good luck doing that. Catching DK off guard is going to require a Herculean effort, but it's not impossible. fOu gonna go with the Lone Druid Visage as well as the Crystal Maiden. They really do like their Lone Druid. It hasn't been too successful as of late, judging by the games versus Alliance, but really you can't say what was successful and what wasn't, just because the games were so one-sided that nothing was successful. So you can't just be like, oh, don't pick anything, these lanes don't work. You gotta just try to go with what has worked in the past, and looks like they really do favor that Lone Druid, combined with the Visage as well as the Crystal Maiden. I think these heroes are mostly going to work independently from one another. Lone Druid usually isn't a great hero to have as a lane partner, just because he needs a lot of experience, and he could hold his own. So Visage as well as Crystal Maiden, I'm expecting to see go along with someone around the lines of a Lifestealer, which could be decently effective, get a lot of damage onto that Timbersaw, although Reactive Armor is pretty good against the Lifestealer. Armor is the best way to do with the Lifestealer, so that's what Timbersaw has. DK, on the other hand, they've opened up with the Timbersaw as well as the Weaver, so getting a lot of mobility right off the bat with the Shikuchi, with the Time Lapse, and of course with the Timber Chain. Going to add even more mobility. The mobility of the support, Vengeful Spirit, it'll be just another way to bail out the DK team. So right now, all of DK's heroes are going to be very, very survivable. So many tools to get out of fights, tools that your allies have to get out of fights. If there's force stabs, which I'm sure there will be, then it'll be really hard for fOu to really get their hands onto a target. They really just need more stuns, a little bit more chasing power, I think, if they want to catch up to the DK squad, or they could just play their own game and let DK be that elusive, maneuverable team, but just barrel through them anyway. It's like, oh great, we can't kill you, but we don't really need to kill you when all your towers are dead. So we'll see what fOu want to go with along those lines. As far as bans are concerned, they're looking pretty normal. DK Clockwork, well, DK has banned Dragon Knight and Clockwork, whereas fOu have banned Kunkka and Nightstalker. The first round of bans is looking rather ordinary. fOu mostly targeting some mid heroes, whereas DK kind of doing the same thing, but really they just want to get the real tanky heroes, it looks like, out of the pool. Those two heroes will mess around a lot with the mobility thing that DK has going for them right now, because it's great to be mobile, but once you have cogs in your way, it makes things a little bit more difficult. And Dragon Knight, who could just sit there and doesn't really care if he gets hit pretty hard, since he's pretty damn tanky, is a hero that I think does warrant a ban sometimes. I'm not sure about banning him out in this case. I don't really see any special thing that fOu was planning on running, but hell, DK know what their lanes want to look like. So I guess DK, damn it, okay, I guess DK the team knows what their lanes want to look like, so Dragon Knight is not going to be a part of that. fOu taking their time for their 4th pickup, and that is, I would say, not a good sign. They're going to go for a Slardar. Okay, so they're going to match mobility with mobility, going for what I'm assuming is a carry Slardar. I said CM and Visage would probably be going with that, with the Lifestealer, but Slardar actually works pretty well with those 2 heroes too. A lot of slows allows for Slardar to just walk right in, get the crush off, hopefully get a lucky bash, and hell, even if you're Weaver, if you are pre-level 6, you're probably going to take a beating. If Slardar is level 6, then the Shikuchi isn't necessarily the best tool for Weaver to get out of the fights anymore. Won't be able to disjoint the likes of the Soul Assumption or anything like that with his invisibility, since he will be revealed. So Slardar is actually a decent pick here, but just in general, Slardar isn't a hero that we really see a lot in Dota. I think it's mostly because of the fact that Sprint makes you take additional damage. If you had that additional movement speed for free or at a lower cost to you, then I think he would be a lot better, but Slardar just needs a lot of time to get ready. He needs a lot of levels, he needs a lot of gold to really make his auto attacks hit hard. I mean, yes, the amplified damage does help, but for a long time in the mid game, until you get your Blink Dagger, until you get a damage item, depending on which route you want to go, Slardar just isn't really going to be a hero with a lot of effectiveness. You could pretty much kite him, and he will chase you down, yes, with Sprint, but if you're kiting well and your allies are attacking him all the while, he won't be able to sustain that chase for very long, compared to the likes of Weaver, who'll be able to get in the fight, poke around, and while remaining safe pretty much at the entire time. Weaver will always have that exit strategy. Slardar, once he dives in with Sprint, he's pretty much committed. He could try to crush and then run out, but that probably won't be the most effective way. And if he does do that, it's like, great, you crushed us and then you ran away. Now you got to go heal. What was the plan? So we'll see if fOu could actually get this Slardar going successfully. We saw, I think it was Orange that ran Slardar once in TI3, which I didn't see that game, but it looked pretty good. It definitely made a strong point for Slardar. But I have my reservations as of now. But who knows? Maybe fOu know what they're doing. I'm assuming they know what they're doing because they picked a Slardar in this game. DK, on the other hand, they've picked up a Chen as their secondary support hero, so they will get that early game control, really set the pace of the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game with the Chen, either by farming for that really fast mecha, then trying to go super aggressive, or they could even just leave Chen out of the jungle and go for quick pushes after a couple creeps are secured. DK do have a lot of flexibility, and fOu going to cap off their lineup with an Earthshaker, so not really too sure what fOu wants to do with their middle lane. I was expecting a middle lane hero, and apparently DK were too, banning out that Templar Assassin, but fOu instead going to go for an Earthshaker. That's going to mean that, well, Lone Druid might be the mid hero. I think that might be what's going on, although, who knows? There's not really a quote-unquote mid hero on the fOu side, whereas DK, Puck is so clearly gonna go to that lane. Although, Timbersaw in the mid lane isn't exactly uncommon. I do expect to see Puck in the middle lane, and Puck versus, I'm assuming it's gonna be Lone Druid. I don't know. I know that Ranto's been playing Lone Druid, and I'm saying that Lone Druid is probably the best hero to go into that mid lane out of the heroes that fOu have chosen. I don't know if they do that by, if fOu assign roles by who could play it or by the lanes or whatever, so we'll see about that. But DK, they're looking a little bit more straightforward. Venge, Chen, and Weaver probably going to be grouping up unless they want to run dual lanes, which I don't really expect. It should be relatively straightforward from the DK side, and let's see who's playing what on DK. I'm excited to see DK for the first time, I guess when I'm controlling the camera. And I am very much looking forward to the DK versus Alliance game, which is going to happen tomorrow. We have Ice, Ice, Ice on the Timbersaw. Mushi heading mid as the Puck. Lamb is going to be on the Chen with some pretty sweet gear. Burning is on the Weaver, and that leaves MMY on the Vengeful Spirit. On this fOu side, we have Sagun playing Crystal Maiden. Febby is on the Earthshaker. Anarchy is going to be playing the Visage. March is on the Slardar, and that leaves Ranto on his Lone Druid. Looks like they're all up top, maybe expecting a sort of invasion from DK. Don't really think that's going to happen, as all of DK are on the bottom lane, so DK definitely saw the last game from fOu. They're going to check out the Roshan. Mushi spending a little bit of mana to do that. Not a huge deal, but it will put him a little bit behind just initially in the lane.
30 seconds to
but yeah, last game fOu, or was it the last game? the first game of fOu versus Alliance, fOu tried to go for level 1 Roshan. Didn't really work, so I think DK definitely saw that, and they're going to make sure that they're not hit by that. Although, I wouldn't really expect this squad from fOu to level 1 Roche. They only really have Spirit Bear as a means to tank. Their damage is going to be extraordinarily low. It's going to take a really long time, so it would have been extremely gutsy, but hey, it was gutsy in the first game as well.
The battle begins.
We're going to see how these lanes shape up. Looks like we have febby in the mid lane as the Earthshaker. Now, Earthshaker mid is less than ideal, to put it lightly. He's a melee hero. He's very reliant on his mana pool, so I guess Bottle Crowing kind of makes sense, but he's a melee hero. He won't really be able to spam out spells, and he's rather fragile. So, good luck to Earthshaker, but I don't really know if you could outlane a Puck as an Earthshaker. A second layer of that is, I don't know if you could outlane Mushi as Puck as an Earthshaker. That's quite a long shot. Meantime, top lane though, Ice in a little bit of trouble. There's the Crush, as well as Frostbite. Grave Chill overlapping the CC just a little bit, but he's going to get close enough to a tree for a Timber Chain. And Ice is going to survive. It was a little bit close, but, you know, no harm, no foul. Ice going to burn through a Salve, burn through a Tango, and go right back to the lane. But fOu flexing their muscles on this top lane, letting Ice know that if you get too close, you will die. If fOu layered their CC a little bit better, then they definitely would have had that kill. There was overlap of Frostbite as well as Grave Chill. Like, the Grave Chill was on the Timbersaw while he was frostbitten, and so of course that means Grave Chill does literally nothing for you. So if they had that additional layer of slow, I think they should have been able to get a couple more right clicks off onto this Timbersaw, and that would have been first blood, would have set a great pace for the rest of the game. But as it stands right now, Ice is now level 2. He'll have that reactive armor, which will help him in similar situations in the future. He'll also be able to tank creeps a little bit if he finds a kill opportunity, but right now he's just going to remain passive. On the bottom end of this map, we have Burning, just happily farming away. Ronto is still level 1, trying to do some shenanigans with the Spirit Bear, trying to mess with the pulls and do stuff like that, but hell, he's level 1, so the results of that aren't exactly coming into play as of yet. He's still trying, like, this bear is really doing its best, but now it might actually go down. This is going to be a huge hit for Ronto, and it will go down. 300 gold, a huge amount of money for MMY, and actually that didn't do as much backlash damage as I thought. It's only 100 damage. Now big smoke up, Lamb as well as MMY going to go for a big wraparound, but they're revealed by febby. I think febby saw that troll, so they definitely know what's going on, and the bear going to scout everything out. Lamb is revealed as well, so yeah, Ronto, you got to get out of there, and he will get out successfully. So the first smoke gank attempted by DK has failed, but they have a Dark Troll Warlord with the skeletons. Bear might mess with the aggro, but this tower is going to take a little bit of damage. Taking a look back at this mid lane, we have febby, 7 for 1, not actually too bad versus Mushi, but Mushi actually in a little bit of trouble. He will phase shift. Oh, febby getting creep blocked. That is just unfortunate on so many levels. And now febby might actually go down here. There's another orb as well as a silence ready. Mushi can go in on this. There is also a walking courier. There's the orb flying out. Mushi going to jump forward for the silence. Dodge, one tower shot, one more right click, and Mushi's going to secure first blood for himself. febby getting awfully close to that first blood, but it was all part of Mushi's plan. It was an elaborate trap set up from the beginning, and that is going to be first blood for the mid lane of DK in combination with a tower on the bottom lane. DK striking multiple places at once, but you know what? fOu strike back. Ice getting caught out, I believe, messing with the creep aggro in this area, trying to get a pull off into his lane, and he pays for it with his life. So DK do get one kill as well as a tower, which is going to put them ahead. However, losing Ice definitely less than ideal. Timbersaw, though, is getting a couple levels up. He is level 3, whereas Ronto still level 2, so he does have a slight edge on this Lone Druid, and Lone Druid actually might be in a little bit of trouble. MMY trying to get close enough for a Magic Missile will not happen. The bear taking a good amount of damage. There's a Magic Missile on the bear with the minus armor as well as the damage from the beetle. They might be able to take down this bear for a second time. That'll leave the Lone Druid without a bear. Teleportation coming in. It is going to be the Crystal Maiden burning out of mana completely. And, well, it's actually going to be Anarchy focusing onto MMY with that Grave Chill. MMY is going to go down. He has 1,000 Gs. Not actually going to lose that much of it. Down to 950. So the Vengeful Spirit does go down, putting fOu at a kill advantage. So if they could hold on to this advantage, that would be fantastic for them. I think they actually, it looks like they might be able to. They might be able to ride this advantage for just a little bit more. Yes, they did lose a tower, which is a lot of gold in favor of DK as well as the first blood, and you know the advantage for DK is definitely in there, is definitely substantial. This early on into the game, but febby getting control of the runes, and he's not doing too poorly against Mushi. Mushi, kind of struggling against this Earthshaker, though the Earthshaker is actually doing extraordinarily well in this middle lane, just managing all the runes and leaving bottles on the floor, stuff like that. He's going to take a trip up to the top lane where March, trying to bully Ice out of lane. Ice, though, has his level 5 Timber Saw, level 3 Timber Chain, so it's going to be very difficult for them to actually get this kill. They need to have a perfect fissure, but I think at this point, at this range, he's completely fine. Unless he gets completely chain stunned. There's the fissure, there's the crush. Ice should be able to Timber Chain out. He will do a lot of damage on his way out. March will pop the sprint, getting body blocked. The tower will not do enough. 79 HP left on that Slardar, and Ice will barely make his way out once again. But that's not what fOu have to be upset about. It's going to be the fact that mid lane is being pressured substantially. Tornado is out. Spirit Bear looking to draw some aggro. This time Lamb doesn't have the Dark Troll Warlord, so not the best pushing hero in this Wild Wing. Tornado not doing much, although the Toughness Aura definitely is helping. Without a creep wave, it's going to take a little bit more time to really bring this tower down. Fish are going to fly, and it looks like this tower will survive at least for a little bit. So DK, their secondary push, bringing the tower down to about half of it, or about a third of its HP. Ice picking a fight with March on the top lane. It's a lot of pure damage coming out from this Timber Chain, and March has got to be careful right now. Doesn't really have much in the way of sustain. No Ring of Health, no regen really. Just the Magic Stick to keep him afloat. And Ice, he has level 3 Timber Chain. It's ready, so March has got to be really, really careful. Sagan is around to help, but so you got to question how much he could actually help him. Mushi now in a little bit of trouble perhaps, although I think he'll just be able to dodge the Fissure, yeah. Grave Chill being used, not too much effect. In the meantime, Burning, still topping that gold charts, has picked up his Hand of Midas since his dive into the tier 3 to get that bear. Hand of Midas on the Weaver, I think he got that like 4 or 5 minutes in. It was incredibly fast. I mean, he has 44 CS 6 minutes into the game. Burning is going into full burning mode. The Hand of Midas to help propel himself into that status as well. He's looking to be incredibly farmed in the late game compared to Slardar, who's not doing too badly, but Mushi's still having, you know, a lot more gold advantage over that primary carry of fOu, which is the Slardar, and now he's going to be in a little bit more pressure. Mushi as well as MMY possibly going to use Ice as bait, and they're going to set up a kind of trap gank. Mushi going to lead the way, does have the Dream Coil available. Ice is definitely going to be bait, although Mushi could just run straight into March if that's what he wants to do. Ice has got to be the first one in. There you go, Timber Chain, and wow, March is going to get blown up before he can do anything. Anarchy now is tethered with that Dream Coil. He's trying to make his way out, but it won't happen. Ice with the Timber Chain, sealing the deal there. Easy 2-man gank on on the Visage as well as on the Slardar. Slardar didn't have a chance to do anything. I mean, Timbersaw jumped his way in, got stunned by the magic missile. Mushi was there as well with the coil to really set everything up from the beginning. And fOu dropping 2 heroes without any response. They had 2 supports there, so it wasn't as if they were outnumbered or anything. It was just DK getting the jump on Slardar and absolutely obliterating him for any chance of reaction. Now Sagan can get hit by a stun as well as the Illusory Orb. However, a double Fissure plus the Soul Assumption from the Visage is going to secure the kill on the Vengeful Spirit, although Ice is on the chase. One Whirling Death will take out the Crystal Maiden, though now March as well as Debbie are on the chase. He's going to Timber Chain his way out once. He doesn't have that much mana left, and he doesn't have anyone coming into support, so I think Ice might be dead. There's the Fissure. March going to close the distance for a crush as well. Ice stunned, but midway in that cast animation from his Timber Chain, and he's going to go down deep within the enemy jungle. fOu tie it up, but is it enough? Because they're remaining even on the kills. They are down 1 tower, which isn't substantial, but they are getting massively out-farmed by this Weaver, as well as by the Puck in the mid lane as well. Way to be redundant. Yeah, Weaver having the time of his life on the bottom lane. Ranto is here with the true form that he has up right now. He probably won't die to Burning, but Burning really isn't scared of this lone druid at all. He has all the time in the world, all the space in the world, because everyone else is trying to deal with the rotations from Mushi, trying to deal with the antics of Ice, as well as the pushing by the Chen, who is, by the way, almost at that level 7 mark, so almost 3 creeps. Lamb as well as MMY going to smoke up once again. DK being very liberal with their uses of smokes, but it looks like it's March in the top lane who's got to be more careful. Ice, unable to secure the kill, will let the Slardar teleport away. MMY as well as Lamb wrapping around for the middle lane, where there are 2 heroes, Febby as well as Anarchy. Anarchy, oh, so close to each other. It's gonna be really close, but if Febby shows his face, I think he might just go down. Here comes Burning. They want Febby, and I think they're going to get him as well. Anarchy is around in the area, and, well, looks like Burning jumping the gun. Lamb as well as MMY retreating from that position, and they're just going to settle for the tier 1 tower. No need to put yourself at any unnecessary risk. Get the tower, and then pick a fight if it comes to that. And Febby gonna get coiled. Only one man. Mushi actually messes up with his silence as well. He's gonna take a huge beating. He's gonna go down. Burning is here though. Anarchy as well as Febby gonna get focused down. There's the test of faith testing, and it will bring down that Visage. Earthshaker gonna slip away with just barely any HP. No, Burning gonna secure that kill, but it is in trade for the Vengeful Spirit. Burning still alive, still has that time lapse, and he should be just fine. It's a 2 for 2 in the end. Puck, Vengeful Spirit for the Visage as well as the Earthshaker. So support as well as mid lane both going down. But I believe that was all 5 in the mid lane. Oh no, it wasn't. Ranto still in the bottom lane. So Ranto did get a good amount of time for some levels on that lane. But Burning, getting a kill, getting 1 assist. And this Weaver is slowly becoming more and more of a problem for fOu. Ice was on the top lane as well, just pushing that out as. And well, now that Mushi's here, they could try to go for a tower. Though it looks like Lamb is nowhere to be found. So it looks like they're going to wait for a little bit. Mech is now up on Chen. He's almost level 7. Just needs 1 more creep to die within his area. And then the 3 creeps worth of pushing will begin. And fOu, they're already kind of struggling to deal with these pushes from DK. They've already lost 2 towers. They have yet to take a tower of their own. And once you add that additional creep to it, they're going to have to fight as 5. But really, even if they do that, their AoE isn't that substantial. They have a Fissure, which is now maxed out. I guess that's the benefit of having a mid lane Earthshaker. He will have a good amount of levels. There's only 2 points in this Nova from Sagan, so the pushing is going to be pretty intense from DK once this level 7 on the Chen hits. Looks like fOu going to try to intercept MMY on the middle lane. Or not. They're going to go for the top lane. Ice as well as Mushi. Now in a little bit of trouble. There's a good amount of damage between these 2 heroes because if they get the stun off, these familiars will be able to drop their entire payload onto Ice. There's the smoke being revealed. Ice going to get fissured once again between his Timber Chain throwing and, you know, actually having him pulled away. Sagan, though, still fissure blocked by this Earthshaker, so it looks like it wasn't all good for the fOu side. Now Mushi with the Blink Dagger blinking forward, gonna get a kill onto Anarchy, although taking a lot of damage from these familiars. Here comes the Chakram, gonna secure the kill onto the Visage. Mushi will get mech'd up by Lamb. It's a double kill for MMY. And DK have used 1 buyback. Who bought back? Was it? It was Ice that bought back. Yes, he did buy back. But he got a couple kills, or a couple of assists, or he participated, so, you know, it's not all bad. Now they're going to go for a wraparound gank onto Ranto. He doesn't have a TP scroll. He is as good as dead right now. Ice is diving the tower because why not? MMY in a little bit of trouble, taking a lot of tower aggro. Sagan just barely managing to dodge the Centaur stun. Anarchy is here as well. They're going to kill the Centaur, and it looks like the Lone Druid with teleportation support from his team is going to walk away from that alive. But in the meantime, Burning still in the middle lane, still going for that Lincoln Sphere, still, you know, pushing very aggressively versus this tier 2 tower. While the rest of his team just slowly chips down this top lane tower. Bear's on the front lines, but really Ranto doesn't have anything to show for 12 minutes of farm. Even though his lane was very difficult, he doesn't really have anything at all. The gold per minute chart really speaks for itself right now. Even though, well, they have a pretty stacked Visage. With that Medallion of Courage, 4 kills really helping him out there. You need more than that on your support Visage. Familiars do a lot of damage, but they don't do that much damage. Now, here we go. Howl's going to fly out from MMY. Ice. Got to be careful not to get hit by any Fissure. It looks like he will be just fine. Burning is in the area as well. So actually pulling all of their resources up onto this top lane. DK and fOu. They're kind of doing the same thing with the exception of March, who's rushing up that Blink Dagger. Now does have it completed. And this is a secret to DK. They do not know about this Blink Dagger on Slardar. So if they get a 2-3 man crush, that could set up for a massive team fight on fOu. That's only if they keep this Blink Dagger secret, though. DK have got to know this Blink Dagger is coming up, but there we go. Blink in for a 3-man coil. Mushi with the Chakram onto Anarchy as well as Sagan. These 2 supports are not long for life, although the Freezing Field with the Crush doing a lot of damage to Ice. There's the Hand of God as well as the mech. Ice trying to get his way out of there. He will get his way out right into March. However, the damage from this Timbersaw is substantial, swapping him out to ensure Ice safety. We have the Bear up in the forest and Febby in the jungle trying to teleport his way out. He will get out alive, as will the Lone Druid. But DK, with beautiful initiation from Mushi, just cleaning up everyone on the fOu side. What is going on with Ice right now, I have no idea, but that is a pretty easy 3 kill as well as a tower. DK, they only have one creep, I believe. Yeah, they only have one creep, so they can't really efficiently keep pushing this lane, although they could get some chip damage on it. But with that Mushi initiation, they brought those two supports down extraordinarily quickly, and that is not the first fight that you want to reveal the Blink Dagger of the Slardar. Having him jump in to a crush and then trying to go for a kill on the Timbersaw and then getting swapped away and kited and bursted down by the damage of the Timbersaw. Right now, even though Slardar does have a Blink Dagger, does have level 10, essentially all he is a blinking crush. And well, when you have a situation like that, you really have to rely on your teammates to do the real damage. Because crush is nice, amplified damage is nice, but there's so much that he has to deal with in the way of mech, in the way of mobility, and now Ronto in a little bit of trouble in this bottom lane. Mushi gonna throw the orb. There's the coil to cancel out the teleportation. I don't think Lone Druid is gonna get out of this. I said this before though. He might get out of it. I don't think he's gonna get out of it. Burning's gonna secure that kill. Ice Slice in the middle lane. In a little bit of trouble. He's gonna do a lot of damage to March. MMY gonna come right into the midst of that fight. We'll get the stun onto the Slardar, swapping Febby back as well. Echo Slam will fly off, not do too much damage however. MMY gonna get sent back home by Lamb, who's out of mana to cast anything else, but his healing payload has already been dropped. Mushi can get focused down by the Familiars, will drop awfully low. Burning though, in the meantime, focusing on Sagan, Ice trying to chase down Anarchy as well as Febby. Anarchy is the one who's in the middle of everything. There's another Illusory Orb flying. Timber Chain forward from Ice gonna get the kill on Crystal Maiden, and Visage drops as well. Ice wants more. He sees Febby. Does he have enough mana? He's very low on it. But with the Urn Charge, a couple more right clicks perhaps, trying to juke out that Fissure, not going to happen. And Earthshaker will slip away back into his base. He had 9 stick charges the entire time. However, survival doesn't exactly... I mean, it's good, but it's not all good, because they lost another tower. Mushi at some point took down this tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. I don't really know when that happened, but Burning has his Lincoln Sphere, and this is starting to look like a repeat of fOu's games versus Alliance. DK, they had a little bit more of a rocky start than Alliance. They dropped a couple of deaths, especially Ice on the top lane, who was struggling a lot versus the super aggressive lane of fOu. But they recovered, and it recovered in a big way, and now they're substantially ahead. Over 15,000, over 10,000 in the experience. It's going to take a 5-man crush into a 5-man fully channeled freezing field for fOu to really recover from this, because Burning is really freaking tanky, and these items are all coming up on all the heroes. Mech being completed before, I don't think fOu are anywhere near the thought of a mech right now. Yeah, they're nowhere close to a mech. So DK, they have the early game power, they have the item power right now. They just have to take the last tier 2 tower and then maybe start looking towards Roshan. And fOu, there's no Blink Dagger on this Earthshaker. Earthshaker, you gotta give it to him. He did well in the lane versus the Puck, but the only thing he has to show for it is Arcane Boots and a level 8. And as of right now, he's not too much of a higher level compared to the Visage as well as the CM. You'd expect him to be a little bit higher. Lamb as well as Mushi though, getting caught out. Mushi should be able to survive with everything he has. He's gonna throw the orb, stun lock though. He's gonna go down. Lamb gonna pop everything he has, at least the mech. He's gonna go down as well. Good smoke gang from fOu, but now we have MMY moving in as well as Ice is going to go straight for Sagan. The Chakram will kill off this Crystal Maiden, and the 2-man coil onto Anarchy as well as Febby. Both times will snap. Anarchy trying to make his way out. Another swap from MMY. Ice still giving chase with to the Earthshaker. Will secure that kill. MMY chasing down March as well. In the end, it is a 3 for 2. And DK on the back of that, constantly taking slightly better trades, using buybacks very efficiently. Mushi getting back into that fight for a 2-man coil, completely worth it. And now this tier 3 middle tower, not long for life. Curious to see what MMY's skill build is. Not going for a lot of the Vengeance aura, although the pushing is definitely getting benefited a little bit by that aura. This tower is going to go down, and fOu, although they do have everyone up, Earthshaker really doesn't have a good way of getting into this fight. March with the Blink Dagger. Try to zone people out, but there's so many skeletons, there's so many trolls here. And amplified damage missed. That's less than ideal. Tower, or the Raxes rather, slowly dropping, Burning, using that Lincoln Sphere, and the tower's gonna survive. It looks like March gonna get stunned, and the Chakram flying through. Just pull it back, and he's always gonna run right into it. Yep, there we go, getting pulled back. Raxes are gonna go down. In the meantime, Crystal Maiden getting blasted down. I don't know how the Crystal Maiden took that much damage, but Crystal Maiden definitely gonna be hurting. Mid-Rax is going to go down almost in its entirety. Are they going to fall back? Looks like they're going to fall back. No sense pushing it when they don't have to. And, well, I mean, they got what they came for. Middle Raxes are down. Range Raxes a lot easier to take, but of course don't offer as much benefit as that melee set of Raxes. And now they could change their sights to the bottom lane, try to take down this top tier 2, which is still very weak from that previous push before. And fOu dropping the Raxes. It's not looking too good for them. Ranto still trying to go for his Radiance, it looks like. He does have a Hand of Midas on the Bear, so he's farming decently well, but really, it's not fast enough. The gold per minute on Mushi is just obnoxiously high right now. And when the Vengeful Spirit is more farm than your primary farming Slardar, you know that you're not in good shape. Let's take a look at the experience. Well, actually, he's doing a little bit better there. Lone Druid as well as Slardar. Slightly ahead of the Chen as well as Vengeful Spirit, but that's a narrow consolation for the amount that they're behind right now. Timbersaw has a Bloodstone completed, 4 staff on Vengeful Spirit has been up for a while. Mushi going to go for his Hex and Lamb with the drum as well as the mech up, and it has been up for a long time. Another 1,400 gold in the bank. I'm sure it's going to be a Necro Book, or I'm hoping it's a Necro Book. I love seeing Necro Book on the Chen. Because more micro, why not? Burning, even completing up a Desolator. This tower is going to get demolished so very easily, and they can even keep going. Chen, where are his creeps? He has 1 Dark Troll, and that's it. He might get intercepted here. Yes, there's the Blink Crush, only onto the illusions though. That is unfortunate. The rest of the DK squad, they're in position as well. Lamb, he could tank a lot because of that mech as well as Hand of God. So Lamb is deceptively tanky right now, but it looks like fOu, they don't really want to engage from outside their base. They're going to make the long way around. Burning though, already working on that tower. With the Desolator minus armor, this tower dropping very, very swiftly. Lincoln Sphere will proc. Burning though in the middle of the enemy base, gonna get hit by a soul disruption, not the largest. There is a swap to get him out as well as a time lapse to restore some of his HP, so he will be fine from that. fOu looking for initiation. It's gonna be March who's got to open this up. If he gets a crush into 3 people, that's a golden fight for fOu, pretty much as good as they get. But the clumping from DK really not there. Fissure gonna slow down this push just a little bit. All eyes are on March. His crush is going to be what sets up this fight, because if he gets a good crush, Earthshaker will be able to follow up with a Fissure, walk in for an Echo Slam. Then maybe they defend this set of Rax as well as a tower. It's going to be pretty close though. Ice is amplified up, so they are going to be aware of the Timbersaw's movements. Not much of anyone else, however. Slow siege continues, and fOu, they gotta go sometime because this tower is dropping. March gonna get swapped back into a Chakram. Will get a crush out as he walks his way out, but a 3-man coil from Mushi plus the silence. March, Febby, and Anarchy are all gonna break the chain, and they're all gonna get cleaned up as well. It looks like Febby actually is gonna make his way out like the Earthshaker there. Visage in the meantime has dropped and bought back. Fissure's gonna fly, but with the damage that Burning is putting out, with the team fight of DK and just having the superior numerical advantage, that's going to be the top set of Raxes. Mid Raxes, with the range Rax is shortly to follow. Lamb doesn't have any creeps, so I don't think they could go for the bottom set unless they want to tank the tower, but they might just want to do that. They're just going to go for it, because why not? Bottom lane is going to give DK Mega Creeps and fOu. They couldn't defend their top lane with all of their heroes in force. I don't know if they could do it on this bottom lane. There's a swap out onto Sagan. Look at that Weaver damage. Just 2 hits and he's down. MMY might pay for it with his life, though. There's the Hand of God. He's getting sent back to base. Echo Slam will not kill him off. He will survive. And Burning, sitting in the middle of everything with that Desolator, getting a Goblet kill, getting a double kill. He will get the Bear as well. March is going to stun him on his way out, but I don't think you actually want to pick a fight with this Weaver. This Weaver is pissed, and he will kill you. He will take down your tier 3 towers as well. fOu with 3 down. They're going to call GG. And DK, they're driving the same steamroller that Alliance was, and fOu, I don't think they like their position. That is underneath Steamroller. We're going to be moving on to game number 2, where DK and fOu are going to be duking it out once again. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stick around for game number 2. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hearts to all of you guys. Thanks for the subscriptions, by the way. Been getting quite a few recently.